Hey yo guys, it's Guido coming at you with it's not a tactics talk. Well, maybe it is, but it's for Warhammer. All right, so no tanks today. We got Saturday Shenanigans going on, but I've been playing a little bit of Warhammer Total War, which is a turn-based strategic game with real-time battles in the middle of it. The War or Total War has been doing this for a long time. I don't even know when the first one came out. Years and years ago. It was a long time ago. It was Japan or Feudal or something like that. I've played probably 3 or 4 of these games. This is one of the more current ones. I think there's another one coming out pretty quickly, Troy or something of that nature. But really cool game, and one of the more complicated games that's out there. This one's right on the edge of that kind of grognard war game. You know, the old ones, the old cardboard ones where the rule book was this thick. That's the one end, and you can still get into some of those. Hearts of Iron, I think, is an example of that. And then, of course, you got the very simplified games that don't have a lot of the options and things. This one's kind of trending over to the more complicated, mostly because there's just so much stuff going on. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of the UI. I just started this, so I'm not an expert at this by any means, so this is going to be a journey of me working through this. This is my 3rd start. I started probably 6-8 months ago, played a little bit, got through some of the tutorial, and then put it down. I started again about a week or 2 ago, got through some of the tutorial, a little bit through this easy campaign. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I was doing some of the automatic battles, and I was just testing things out and see what happened, and I come to find out that I'd lost some pretty good units that I started with. I didn't really want to lose. I'm kind of on the side of I'll make a save before a really important decision, and I'll play easy mode. And I do that because I want to just check out the game. I don't want to have to be worried about forced into certain avenues to make sure that I don't lose pretty immediately as the AI just crushes me with all kinds of units coming at me. I might get to the harder versions of it later, but for now I just like to explore these games and figure out how they work. Figure out how the different ways you can win without getting absolutely just crushed. So that's my excuse why I don't go on hard mode right away. Because a lot of you I know are aged as I am. I'm going to show you something very important. As you can see that the buttons are pretty small, but they're not even as close to as small as they were. And some of this will have to do with the resolution of your screen, how big your screen is, some other things, how good your eyesight is. However, I want to show you that you can go into the options. And I'm not going to dig into the options because there's a bazillion of them too deeply, but this one's pretty important. Graphics, and if you go to Advanced, then you'll find down here your resolution scale and your UI scale can change, and so you can mess with these until you get the text and the pictures and things to the size that you want. So I thought that was really important in there. I got everything else on Ultra. I haven't had any issues with it. I'm just running a 1080 Ti, so it's no problem as far as your computer goes. Just want to get out of here. All right, so with all that backstory of, I've really enjoyed the Total War series. They've gotten a little more complicated as they go. It's towards the top edge of complicated, and I know everybody's got a different reference point for that. So some of you may be going, "Oh, this thing is really easy. There's no complication to it," but there really is. If you're just into tanks and that's all you've really been playing. And while that is a complicated game, this thing has so many things going on at once. And it's always difficult to dig into a game coming from another one or having not played the game at all. And at least for me, I had a general idea of some of the things that were going on because of the older versions I played. Some of the game mechanics are similar. The idea of it is similar, but just look at the screen. There are so many things. Little symbols, characters, heroes, lords. It goes on and on. So we'll just take a quick tour through this thing, probably show you a battle and some movement and maybe upgrade a few things and call it good for today. So starting at the top left, these are all the basic menu things. This is kind of your basic menu thing. Logistics, I guess, if you will, for the game. We got the menu, we've got chat, which I'm assuming you can do between if you're playing another player. There's an advisor function, there's some help pages, quite extensive actually with a lot of information. Spell browser, I haven't touched the spells. There are spells. At some point I'm assuming that you can get a shaman. It talks about shaman. I don't know anything about how that works right now, so I'm not even close to that far into it. But anyway, the spell browser is there to give you that information. Camera settings, you can mess around with that. Another thing I haven't touched. Across the top has some basic info on your little empire. How much gold you have, how much you're going to make. That's your predicted income. And a big thing is influence in this game. There's a bit of diplomacy going on, and you can get influence through various things. And then way fragment details. So there's always an overarching backstory on these things. This one is because it's WarHammer, it's a fantasy setting, there's magic involved, all that kind of stuff. They're attempting to do something, and to be honest, I didn't quite pay that close of attention. But they're either trying to close this or make sure it doesn't get opened up by demons, or I don't know. It's the vortex. That's all I know. And right now, they're banging on constantly about how I need wave fragments so that we can do these. They call them rituals. You can see I'm not very far at all. I've got 35, and I gained, what, 6. So that's that information right there. Demand they are sealed in the royal presence. All right. I don't know what that is, to be quite honest. We'll get to that later. On the top right, then you can see we've got all kinds of buttons here. On the top right, we've got missions and quests. And these are the things that will give you different goodies. You always have to have the old missions and quests. It says what you need to do, says the description of it, and then what the reward is. And I happen to have 5 open right now. This is the Phoenix Gate. This is the main quest storyline, I think. And then we've got smaller missions along the way. And that's just to give you some more goodies. A lot of it early on, especially in this easy one, is to teach you the mechanics of the game. So recommend going through those, not too bad. Events tells you all the things that have been going on that are important enough to go on the events list. Lords and heroes, these are the 2 I've got. I've got 1 hero and I have 1 lord. This guy runs armies, and then I think there's 1 of the level of princes and princesses, which I think are considered lords. And then the heroes are guys that run around. They can do diplomacy. They can be added to your ranks of your armies to add things to your armies. Just another guy running around who can do damage. And they come with skills and some other things. And this may be where the shaman stuff comes in. I'm not quite sure. But it'll show you all those guys. And we've got the provinces, what you own, what you own right here, and then all the other provinces. And kind of what they're making as far as gold. So that's pretty useful to see what's going on with all those things. If you zoom out, here's the map of the world. It's this big circle thing with the Isle of the Dead in the middle with the vortex thing going on right there. I'm down here. You start on this particular campaign. You start down here in this area, and I'm running the high elves or whatever they are. So you've got to work your way out, take out these purple guys who are your enemy. You can actually do overlays, which is pretty good. You press on these, for example, ownership. I own this area. You can see what color everyone is. You go to diplomatic. Let's go to, how about wealth? That's a pretty good one. It'll give you a scale of how wealthy you are. You can see that I'm actually decently wealthy for this part of the game right there. All right, so that's that. We'll zoom back in. You use the scroll wheel to do that. That's the provinces thing. Then over here we've got known factions. These are the guys I've met or I know about. But the Dark Elves, Greenskins are basically orcs. So there are rogue armies running around. They tend to be, right now, from what I can see, there's a lot of pirates and stuff running around out in the sea. I haven't built any ships or done anything with that, so honestly I'm not really sure how all that works at this point. So you got your known faction stuff. Down here is another area, and this is a lot of the turn stuff that you've got to do during the turn. You see I've got an exclamation, which means something's going on. So let's just check that out. I'll click on that. It looks like I can build a technology. This is a little bit confusing, and I don't really particularly care for the UI of this, but the first time you look at it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You got, all right, I got a blue one, and I got a bunch of other blue ones, and I got a check mark. Well, a check mark means you have that one. Really, there should be something that's a totally different color that lets you know you've researched that. The other blue ones are ones you can research. And I suppose they're slightly darker blue, which drives me a bit crazy from a UI standpoint. It's just terrible design, but that's the number of turns. And you know, that's one of my complaints with games like this a lot of times is you've got so many little symbols and things packed into one place that it's hard to understand exactly what's going on until you've done it 3 or 4, 5, 10, 15 million times right there. So let's get we're gonna get spear wall. So then I click on it, and the only indication that that's what's being the only indication that that's what's being studied is it's blinking slightly. So anyway, there you go. That clears the exclamation. So what do we have? We go over here, we got the objectives. These are the things you're trying to do. Complete all the rituals, win the following battle, the final battle. So I've got to do all these rituals, and then we're going to have a battle. But in between all that, I can grab land and conquer things and do all that good stuff. Diplomacy, you click on this. This is how you set up trade. You can do non-aggression pacts. You can become allies. There's a bunch of versions of things in there. And I think that it uses... See, I have a non-aggression pact with Tyrannic right there so far. That's the only thing that I've got going on. Then you can initiate diplomacy. You click on that, and you can... where is that? Add or modify. And these are all different things you can do. Trade, military defense, military alliance, join confederation. I mean, there's a lot. It's a lot. It really is a lot. And the good news is when you do the easy campaigns like I'm doing, a lot of that stuff you can sort of ignore. It just kind of happens in the background. And if somebody comes to you with the offer, you generally say yes and don't worry about it too much without digging too deep into the details. That's something I've learned with games like this. And another reason why I don't dive straight into the hard versions of it is a lot of it is such background stuff, and you never really know when the game comes out what really matters and what doesn't. Because sometimes game companies will build in something that they hype quite a bit. That, hey, there's this diplomacy thing, and what you do matters, and it changes their view, and ultimately it doesn't matter at all. Or you can play in a way that ignores it. So a lot of that stuff you can get bogged down trying to figure out. So my technique there is I ignore most of the stuff that I want to and just keep on going. And if it comes to a point where it was something that was a total mistake and I shouldn't have ignored it, you can always just start over. You know what I mean? Also, too, and in addition to, I recommend many saves, especially if you're about to make a big decision that you're not sure about. So that was a bit of a tangent on gaming in general, how I handle it. All right, so we've got the technology here. You click on that. Similar thing to the other. Oh, I already did that. I already showed you that. Technology. Come over here. Intrigue at the court. This is one of those things I haven't paid too close of attention to. We got Tyrion and Ethelarian. These are all the different factions right here. So you can then do various intrigue. So let's just say this is us. How we doing with old Cult of Excess? They don't like us. We're minus 88 with them. They're the one you start at war with them, right? That gives you somebody to take on. The first battle is against them, so you can kind of get an idea how it works. They're not particularly strong. I could improve in relations with them by spending 10 of my influence, but that's really, there's no reason. The plan is to take those guys out, and they were the purple ones. They only have a couple armies, and I think they own 2 more cities that I need to take. We'll talk about that cities in just a minute. So that's the old relations thing. Hopefully I didn't just do that. Usually there's a warning. So we go over here, and next thing we've got number of available rights. Looks like I have one available. It's going to cost me 1,500. Has a cooldown of 30 turns. Cooldown duration 30, and effects. So it only lasts 10 turns, and it takes 30 more turns from the time you start or after it stops. I don't know. It's a good question. Offer powerful magical item. Blah blah blah. You know, last time I did this, it did offer a magic item, but it didn't come to me. Recruitment force. Yeah, I don't know. One of these things showed up. Maybe I did get it. I don't remember. We're going to perform the rite, though. We'll do this real time. There we go. So we perform the rite, and apparently some magical items. Oh, there we go. It goes right to it. Never mind. I didn't realize that happened. I guess it did happen last time. The Reaver Bow. A lot of items and things will have a negative. Weak versus single combatant, that like a hero or a lord or something, or there's some monsters, and I happen to have a Phoenix. That's a single combatant right there. Alright, so missile strength, that's cool. That would probably be good for the elves. I have a lot of archers. It gets extra magic, I suppose. This does a lot of good stuff for your faction. Public order is nice. And we've got some resistance and such. So we're just going to take the Reaver Bow. There we go. This is strength. Assigned to a character of your choosing. Okay. Well, I only have one, so let's give it to this guy. So that brings me to this part anyway. And we already finished up all of this. If you click on an army or a character, it could just be the character if it doesn't have an army. You can see he's got all these dudes with him, all these units. These are base spearmen, archers, some kind of other archer. Archers and other archers. The Phoenix, that's the thing I was talking about. And then I've got Eagle Claw bolt throwers, which is artillery, basically. Tui, that we've got out there. And then this is the Lord over here. You can see his picture. There's a couple other things you can then go to his details. I'm assuming... Reaver bow, there it is. So now you click on that, and so those are his options, and I've given him the Reaver bow. See, so it's interesting. It's not really, a lot of times some of these things are not really spelled out. If you start it, no, I didn't go through the whole start thing, but if you start it, there's an option in there to tell it to give you all of the help items going through, basically the tutorial through the whole thing. And I assume that it would have helped you get that through the tutorial, but the advisor guy is talking so much, and so much crap shows up on the screen. It's very hard to keep track of it. And I'm telling you, you're probably going to want to, if you pick this game up, just go through the tutorial and just kind of derp your way through it, and then restart after you have a general idea of how the mechanics work, and then I think you'll be a lot happier, because this took me 3 times to do it, and really 2 times in the last about week and a half, 2 weeks, to really get comfortable enough to even give you this much of a tour for it. Alright, so we can look at the different units. Strength, you can see over there, armor 40, leadership 70, speed, melee. I haven't got into any of the details on how all that stuff works. Obviously, in the case of armor and melee and damage and all that, and weapon strength, the higher the number, the better. Okay, you can see some of these guys have little chevrons on them. That means that they've ranked up. So he's a rank 1. He is a rank 1. Do I have any 2s? Here you go. Here's some rank 2s. That's kind of interesting, because all of these guys, none of my spearmen ranked up, which I don't really understand why, because this army all fought together. There's no extra new guys in here, and for whatever reason the archers all ranked up, and this guy did. So I'm assuming, because my spearmen for some of the battles sort of stood there because I hadn't moved them forward, and the archers just kept firing. I'm assuming they just got more experience. You also note that they didn't take any damage because they sit in the back like artillery, right? For my World of Tanks friends, you'll understand that. And I was pretty busy using the Flamespire Phoenix. So interesting that the melee guys did not seem to power up as fast. Alright, so he's rank 3. If we look at the rest of his stuff here, we went through this pretty quick. There's a lot of other things going on here. So he can carry an enchanted item, a mount, none of which I have. I don't have any extra basic armor. We put the Reaver bow there. Here's his numbers. So his are obviously much higher, but he's a single guy. He has some battle effects. He's +5, and then some campaign effects, and that all changes based on these things, on his traits, and on followers and banners, which he has none of. So you can put 6 followers and banners on there. And I think if I bring that hero, that I have 1 hero, I think if I bring him over, I can add him to this guy's army. And I don't know if it goes here or if he actually shows up down in the unit list. That's one thing I don't know. Also, they have skills also too. Same kind of mechanic of the little check mark. Those are the 2 that I have right there. And then when I get another skill point, which is up here, if I get another skill point, then I will be able to pick 1 more thing. And some of them have a requirement for a level. Here we go. It says, if you see the little red part, it says available at rank 10. So I'm only rank 3. That's not going to open up for quite a long time. And of course they're in sequence right there, and they go for a while actually. There's a lot of skills. Alright, and that's pretty much that. The last thing then to show you guys is the cities. The cities, the towers, the whatever. So towers apparently only have 4 slots, and I'm assuming that is standard across the thing. If we roll out of this is a province right here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but this is one province that's got a name. There's another one that's got a name, so it's this section right here. And I don't know if you can sort it out by province. That would actually be nice. There you go. You'll notice that I only own half the province, so I need to take this city up here to get this whole province going on. But right now, the city that's in this province, Lothern down here, and then the Glittering Tower right here. To be honest, which one does this Glittering Tower belong to? It's hard to tell. This is one of my complaints about the UI. It's hard to see. I think the Glittering Tower belongs to this province right here. Belongs to the one on the west side. So if you click on one of those, these are all the different settlements, if you will. And Lothern as a city looks like it's going to have 8 total. Math in public, that's 10, right? 5, 5. So it's going to have 10 things to build total, and Lothern will have 4. So the towers, I guess, have 4. Whether that's all there is, I don't know. I haven't dug into it too deeply. And if we click on this one up here, can we see? I don't think I can really. One of the things, another thing about this game is it's hard to click on what you want to click on. There we go. So Angaril is only 8. So it looks like there's kind of a built-in sizing idea with this stuff. This one is Tower. Oh, let's see, it thinks that I want to... The camera's kind of a pain too. It thinks I want to attack it, which I don't. I just want to see it. Tower of Lycian. Oh, there it is. So that's the one. So that Tower of Lycian only has 4. Alright. So click on that, and this is kind of weird. You click on that, it goes to it. You're like, well, how do I build stuff? Is this... No. You have to right-click over one of these things. And it has to be one of the ones you've already built. Okay, so let's go back. You can hover over it, and it will tell you when you can build something new. I think it's blinking, and it's got a little hammer. I don't have anything I can build right now. But you can do it via this way, and I'll tell you how much it costs, 4,000 and 4 turns. Or you can right-click, and you get the whole picture of that settlement on what's going on. And holy cow, first time I saw this, I was like, God, I have no idea what's going on. It is broken down though. You've got the capital, how big it is basically, whether it has a port, you can put a landmark on it, basic military, advanced military, defense, and infrastructure, which actually goes over here and has all kinds of different little things. There are missions that require you to build specific buildings, so you want to pay attention to that and build that building if you want to get that bonus out of it. I didn't notice that the first time I went through. And then some of them only open up. Cannot construct a building. There's no slots. Well, right now, so this is interesting because it shows a lock slot and a lock slot, but then there's just open slots. And I don't know what that means. This says... It's hard sometimes. This slot will unlock when you upgrade your main settlement chain building to level 3. Alright, so that's this over here. Once I get to level 3. So it looks like I'm going to unlock 2 more at level 3. Okay, and that's probably what's going to happen. And then 4 and 5. So I'm assuming that's the population surplus cost. I'm assuming by the time you get to 5, you'll open up all of these and you'll have 10 of these slots. Which is interesting because 10, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, that's good. 9. So it's hard to figure that out on what level. These appear to be connected to the basics. So you can't get to the advanced until you get these basics done. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. Unlocks. Untainted. This is what I don't quite understand how this works right here. How you get into the advanced ones. Do you have to... It doesn't really say. Oh, okay. I'm assuming that is you have to get... Okay, that's what's going on here. So at level 1, you only get the level 1 buildings. At level 2, you get the level 2 buildings. At level 3, you get the level 3 buildings. But there's only 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you got decisions to make. You're not going to be able to do everything here. Not going to be able to do everything. Now, some of these things will upgrade. So this one upgrades to here. This one will go to upgrade to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm figuring that out as we go. You're not ever going to be able to build everything in a city. So you got decisions to make on what you want that city to do. And that's that. So I can go to Glittering Tower. I can do the same thing over here. Right click it and it brings it up to the tower stuff. All right. That's it for a really down and dirty. I know I missed a lot of stuff. Some of you guys are probably experts at this game, so if you've got any tips and tricks, go and throw them down. As always, throw them down in the comments down below. We're going to do a battle, though, because I'm about to take on these guys and try to take out this tower. My guys are a little bit weak. It's kind of interesting. I might actually try to go... Now here's something also. I can only have 20 units, and I don't know if that ever gets more.
The Druki are no threat.
A maximum of 20 units, including any embedded heroes. Alright, so I just answered my question about the heroes. He's actually one of the 20. So the most you can ever have is 20. I think you can attack with 2 armies, though, and have two armies together, which means I need to recruit another hero. And I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to mess with this a little bit. I'm going to recruit another hero. Let's do that here while we're all together. We come down here. I didn't show you these actually. There's the overview. Is that? No. All right. So there's the garrison details. That's what's in the garrisons there. which they have their own guys hanging out in garrison if you get attacked. That's actually another faster way. So here's the building browser. I said you had to right click. You can use that to get to the building browser. Here's the recruit lord and recruit hero. Recruit lord is what I want to do. I can't get him because he requires 30 influence, but I can get a prince or princess for 15. And actually, Saw Princess was pretty good. Is it this one? Yeah, this one adds to archery. So she's got a skill. I don't know if it's called a skill, but basically a attribute that is plus 5% wounding aggressors and missile strength, plus 10% for archers, Lothern, Sea Guard, yada yada. So this is the one I want. I'm actually going to recruit that person. So now that person is here, and unfortunately I only have 400 gold, so I don't think I can actually recruit any army guys. So we're going to have to wait until we come back and add that. So I'm going to work on that a little bit, and when I come back we'll do a battle and see if we can't beat the, whatever these guys are called. What are these guys called? The Cult of Excess, alright? So give me a second. Alright, before we get to the battle, I was doing the turns here. I just wanted to show you this diplomacy screen. There are things that happen during the turn. I went down here and clicked next turn, which I didn't mention. The big button in the middle goes to the next turn once you're done making all your moves. And then diplomacy things, these guys will come to you. So this is actually Gilgallion of the High Elves, Elrion. This is, yeah, Elrion. So his name is Gilgallion and the Elrion High Elves. We're both high elves, so get along pretty well. We're very friendly. You can see that thing right there. And he's asking for military access. This is what I was talking about earlier. I've just been saying yes to all this instead of getting too worried about it. I did another one that was a trade goods thing. You can see down here that balance of power, I'm much more powerful than he is. So that's fine. I'll let him move around, and if he wants to be an ally, I wonder if he will accept a counter offer of military alliance. Let's see what happens. So low success rate. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Oh, we're still a low success rate. Why is that? That's weird. Oh, because I left the military alliance. What was he looking for? He was looking for military access. Alright. Moderate success rate. Interesting. So he came to us with a moderate success rate. Let's see what happens. Alright, he agreed. That's interesting because it seemed like he was offering it to me, but then I got rid of it and offered it to him. I don't know if that changed things, to be honest. It might have, actually. I just noticed that. That's very strange. Alright, let me get back to building this up and we'll see if we can get to the battle. Alright, the best laid plans of mice and men. So I was going through a couple turns and all of a sudden an army showed up and attacked my tower. So lesson learned, and I should have remembered this from really every game, every 4x strategy game, and especially the WarHammer stuff, or not WarHammer, but Total War series. If you leave a settlement undefended and you're at war with someone, they're probably going to come after you, which they did. This happens to be the garrison. You can see I've got 3 spearmen, 2 archers, and a horse archer down there. And at the top here, the balance of power is showing that I have a better force. They have a hero, I think, which could be important, and then they appear to be damaged a bit over here. You can see their health bar is down. I don't remember what all the bars are. Leadership. Let's see what we got here. You got the hit points. I think one is that's actually leadership, so I guess that's the potential leader. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What do we got going on here? Anyway, I'll get to that later. I'm not really sure what the bars all mean. I know that there's a health bar and there's a morale bar. Those are the 2 things that are there, I believe. Alright, so we're going to start this battle. You can set the... If you left click, hold down shift, you can gather all of that type. Really, you can do the whole army if you want, but these are the spearmen. So obviously you want to take the spearmen, you can drag across, and we're going to put them out front. And we've got these 2 archer units, so we're just going to put them right behind the spearmen so they can do their thing. And then we're going to put the horse archers right over here, but they're going to probably come out and start harassing. If we look at what these guys got, they've got, looks like somebody that has handbow infantry. Okay, so they have some ranged, and they have infantry. They have swordmen here, sword infantry, and they have 2 archers, and then I think their hero, Arathar, right there. So we're going to start the battle and we'll let this go. There's a lot going on in the battle. I haven't delved into the whole
Be sure
bit
to
of it
use
yet.
your mounted soldiers to full effect, Commander.
So there's your
Harass the
advisor
enemy
guy who can
formation
come out and say all kinds of things. What I do with the archers, at least initially, we'll just
It shall be
do all of
done.
them, is fire at will. So I just want them to fire at whatever they want. Now you can, once they're all selected like that, tell them to fire it. There you go. So you get the little thing right there, and they're out of range. And it looks like there's the range right there. Very interesting. So we're going to actually go after these guys first. As soon as they come in range, we're going to start firing at them. Looks like they should be there about now. There we go.
Orders understood.
And then the horse archers apparently have to get closer. So we're just going to pummel that guy. I don't want the horse archers to get engaged, so we'll just go ahead and do that. They're mobile, which is cool. So we'll just click on the horse archers. You can see he's highlighted. And when I need to run him away, we will. Look at, they're just getting absolutely pummeled. And now the horse archers are getting crushed, so let's go ahead and move them.
Asa, move! Assyrian guides us.
It will just be a pain in the arse with these guys.
Your troops come under fire, Commander. Have them find cover or eliminate the source.
Alright, so now we're going to take all the archers and we're going to go after someone else. We'll go after these guys. So we pummeled this unit. It's pretty much done. Now we're just going to go after these dudes. They're actually getting shot from the back as well, from the horse guys, who appear to be a little too far away to actually shoot. And once we take this down, then we can start working on the rest of them. See, they're ignoring the horse archers. They're just getting crushed there. They're going to attack into our... These guys are shifting because that's who I told them to attack. Let's go ahead and put them on these. We'll shift around. Pretty much done with that unit. That unit's running off. So now we're going to go after this unit. And we're going to attack. Since those are archers, we're going to have our spearmen go after them. We'll take these archers and we'll go after this unit. It's kind of hard sometimes to get them to attack the right guy. You just got to kind of pay attention to what you're doing there. So they're really going... Our spear dudes are absolutely taking a pummeling as they're pushing in. That's bad. As soon as we get rid of this group, we can shift everybody to go after the other ones. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
Swiftly.
There we go.
Archers.
Looks like they're running for it. So we'll just select everything here and go after these guys.
Ancestors.
Horse archers are chasing these dudes down.
Orders received. For the Ever Queen.
There we go. Now, they can rally, but it looks like these dudes are pretty broken. I wouldn't expect any of these to come back. Broken. Yeah, they're broken. Damage sustained, so they're just running. Looks like we're going to win this one fairly handily. Now, there is a auto-resolve capability on this. If you are really confident, it's a huge army against a small one, you're probably going to take more losses than if you manage it yourself. You will take more losses. If it's close, I don't recommend it because I tried that a couple times on the first walkthrough and I just got absolutely massacred. Absolutely massacred. So these guys are all... The only unit that's still fighting appears... No, they're... Oh, wow, they actually destroyed that one. Oh, there it is. Okay. So there's the end of the battle. It took me 56... Well, it certainly didn't take me 56 minutes. That's interesting. You will draw if the time runs out. Oh, you've got an hour. Okay, so we're going to end battle. Looks like you can chase them down if you want to. I haven't tried to save replay yet. I'll do that a little while later. I'm assuming that's so you can bring the replay back and check it out. So we'll just end the battle. All right, once you win, it'll give you the card on how it went down. Kind of gives the damage that everybody took, how many guys they have left. You can see that I had Lord Molgo. This was a garrison unit. All right, so each city and tower has a garrison that's inherent to it. What I don't know is if garrison units get better if they survive. That's actually an interesting question. So we won. It's actually showing my place on fire, but it shouldn't be since we won. But there you go.
Turn them loose.
You can ransom the captives, and these are the three options. Ransom the captives, I get some treasury, +1 per turn influence, casualty replacement rate -5%.
They must die.
You can execute them, get 100 recruit rank, +100 for all units.
Take them captive.
And units replenished by 8. I'm actually going to ransom because I'm not sure that I can do anything with a garrison unit or garrison units other than they just sit there. I can't actually pull them out of the garrison. So we're just going to go ahead and take the money from that. And he runs off. So there he goes. That's the guy that attacked us. He's making a runner. You can see he's pretty beat up. So my mistake was, we're going through all this. My mistake was when I hired my new hero or my new lord, I put it in Lothern and didn't put it over in Glittering Tower, and that's what I should have done. Alright, so I'm going to work on it a little bit more. We'll come back and we'll see if we can go ahead and take down the Tower of Lycian.
The princes of
Alright,
Caledon.
well, alright, I think the Cult of Excess saw its doom approaching. I had built a secondary army and was moving it north. I did answer the question about the magic, though, because I had a mage just show up out of nowhere and join me. So the other army has the mage and one of my heroes, but this is my main army. Haven't showed you guys this one yet, but you can see I've got the Phoenix in here, the bolt throwers, a whole bunch of archers, and a ton of spearmen. So I don't have any more advanced units yet. I haven't built any of those buildings yet. But this guy shows up, Arathar, and you can see the balance of power. I'm in pretty good shape. I was trying to get the two armies close enough to see if he attacked, they would both be drawn into it, but the other one was a little too far south, I think. Anyway, we're going to do this battle right now.
I lust for battle.
He lusts for battle, apparently. You can fight it. You can
Bring me battle.
bring him battle. You can auto-resolve.
Withdraw.
Oh, okay, that's why it's doing it every time I hover over it. Or you can retreat. So I don't want auto-resolve. That's bad juju, guys. You do that, you're going to lose guys. More so than you would if you just actually do it. Even on easy mode, which was kind of strange to me. I had some fairly even. I even had a battle like this. I don't know if it was quite this much of an advantage. You can see the power bar right there. But I completely lost. It was terrible. So he's got a hero. Does it say what he is? I don't know if he's a lord or a hero. I guess that's what this is saying. I think he's a hero. And he's got, this is their leader guy, Arathar. And then we've got some handbow guys. We've got some shield guys, and then swordsmen, dread spears, dark shards. Holy cow. Alright, so we're going to try this out. We're going to go ahead and
I am ready to fight.
fight the battle. I probably should have saved. Could be bad. I think with our power advantage, this is going to be something of a massacre. But it's possible I could blow this, you know. But the Cult of Excess is being very aggressive. They just kind of came out of nowhere and started the attack. One thing you do want to work on a little bit is figuring out where you're going to place your guys. And I've been on this map a couple times now. There is a ridge right here. I don't really want to be in the forest. I suppose there are units that could do a decent job of being in the forest. But I don't think I want my archers in the forest. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this giant shield wall.
Orders received.
And we're going to go ahead and build it across to the forest. And we're going to take all these archers. Oop, that's the wrong button. And we're going to left click, hold shift down, collect all the archers, and we're going to do this with the archers. There we go. And then we're going to put the Phoenix over here because I like using him running around causing chaos. We got the bolt throwers. Put those here. And then here's the Lord. And I'm actually just going to put him right in the middle. Now, one thing I've not been able to figure out, I'm going to start the battle. There's a way to make them march so they don't get all goobered up. And I'm going to try to figure that one out here. Set formation, I can't quite do that yet. I guess that's what I want to do is... Yeah, that's probably what I want to do. Alright, talking to myself. So we'll start the battle. Now they are all way down there. So we're going to do this.
Be sure to use the
And
maps
set
available
formation.
to assist your tactical planning, Commander.
Missile front, no front. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we're just going to do this. Ah! See, this is not what I want. Crud. Alright. That's going to cause chaos. So what we're going to do is this.
Spearman.
Spear wall, reform. There we go.
We go.
Archers.
Archers. For duty.
Reform right there. There we go.
Quickly now. Eagle claw. Assyrian guides us.
There we go. Where's the hero? Here he is.
Heir of Anarian.
Alright, that'll probably work. I think the archers can see him, maybe.
Acknowledged.
I'm not sure exactly how
We
to
will
make them
obey.
march in the formation you set. It's a little interesting, actually.
Assur, advance. Archers! Moving
The high ground is yours, Commander. Be sure to use it to best advantage.
Orders received. Orders received.
So we're actually going to put every archer on one group and just decimate them.
Death to all!
Some had to move a little bit, it looks like. That's alright, though.
We go! It shall be done.
So we can take that down to... There we go. So now we're just going to do this dude. I don't know why, if this guy can...
Yes!
Alright.
Loyal, as you say. Attack!
God, that's just brutal. Just absolutely brutal. Just tearing them down, man.
At once.
Alright, so now we're going to get the Phoenix involved.
Archers!
Oh, that's ammo. Okay, interesting. That one of those bars is ammo. I did not realize that.
Battle call!
Now we're attacking.
For order! Decoy! We away! For Loffen, as you say. Understood. For duty, as you say. Arthur, attack! Sinner!
Okay.
We will obey. For
Fire at
duty.
will. Whatever you want to fire at, go for it.
Alaria!
Shift some of these guys a little bit here.
Archers!
Try to take down these guys that are...
Kill them! Spearman! Yes!
Let the guys that are running run.
It shall be done!
There we go. Looks like they're all running for it now. These archers are ticking me off a little bit here.
Orders received!
Looks like I need some,
It will be done!
looks like I need some, it looks like we're just about out of ammo as well. Need some, cavalry so I can run some of these dudes down.
Seal! Spearmen! For the king!
Alright, this unit I want
Okay.
out. Where's this guy? I want him out of here.
Spearmen! For Assyrian! Acknowledged! Sinner! To victory!
One thing about this game, tracking everything down is kind of a pain. It's hard to actually make them die.
Spearmen! We away! Moving out!
So we got guard. I should have probably put my spearmen in guard mode. Where's this guy? Let's get him out of
We
here.
advance! Advance!
There we go.
Onward!
Alright. So we survived. I don't think we lost any actual units. Alright, there you go. Victory over the evil Cult of Excess. So, how did we do? He actually had 2 lords in there. I didn't realize that. So, we took down 700, almost 800 of them. Decisive victory. Very nice. So you'll get some loot. Get 851, and then I can do one of these things.
Go.
Oh, I got a banner out of it. I'll show you that in just a second. Got some extra XP. And we'll
Deliver them to their ancestors. Bind them.
Laborers reduce the load on troops, making recovery more swift. I guess you would do that if you figured there was another battle coming up pretty quickly.
Kill them all.
I'm actually just going to take...
Let them go.
There we go. Alright. That was nice. Cult of Excess is still running around. These are their heroes. These guys can cause trouble in the... These guys can cause trouble around your provinces by doing various things. They're kind of like spies if you ever did the old medieval war one. I guess I'm seeing what's going on way up here in the north. That's interesting. Alright. Before we move on, I want to show you the banner, and then we get these, you get these kind of random things that happen. So you can dance. Great mass to celebrate Val, the Maker. The floor is cleared. Phoenix King and Ever Queen may dance together. Blah blah blah. Who thinks? All eyes are watching, even those of the Ever Queen. All right. So what can I do? I can dance with the matriarch. I lose experience. What is that? Shark Crane Scout. He watches and waits, constant alert, and ready for Druki incursions throughout passes of his homeland. Campaign line of sight plus 15. Wow. Ambush defense chance plus 30. Wow, that's nice. Or I can get a Horse Master. That's pretty cool. I get 18 influence, but I have minus 50% for 5 turns. No thank you. Happy Populace, but I lose influence. Ooh, I'm going to lose money this round. That's not good. How did I get the minus 138? That's terrible. How about... We're just going to take that one.
Consider merging some units in this army, my lord. They will be better placed to survive the glorious battles to come.
Merging. Alright, so we got a banner. That's what I wanted to show you. So we're going to click on that. And a follower. Alright, so I can assign him. Right, so we'll do that both with this guy. We go here. Click on that. That's where I was talking about followers and banners, and they're basically both there. So this is the Horse Master. So that of the 6 slots I have, I've already got 2. So the Horse Master does this stuff for you. Oh, there's a Vintner as well. Wait a minute. Wow, I have a... What's going on here? Oh, so I've got... already got a Vintner. I don't know where this guy came from. So he's plus 4 public order. This guy gives me speed for the horses. This is minus 8 leadership. Gives me Scarecrow Banner to the assigned unit. Hex. I can put a hex in an area. Huh. That's interesting. Alright. Well, there you go. So we won that battle. I said consider
Light
merging.
will drive back the darkness.
I'll have to work on that. Don't know how that works. Alright. Well, what do we got to do? We need to take over this tower. And then the next thing we need to do is take over Angariliel, whatever that is. And I think that gets rid of the evil Cult of Excess. So that is next on the hit list. So we'll be back when we're ready to do some more of that. Alright, we'll do one more battle for this episode. We're trying to take out the tower, whatever it is, the Lyceum, whatever it is. So they've got their reinforcements back here, Cult of Excess. Not very many guys. Gamble, this is interesting. There's something about trying to get more favorable winds of magic. I'm assuming that means you can have more points. So I've got 13. I don't know what this person can do. I brought the wizard in from the other army, and I merged some units. So I still have a little bit of wounded guys right here, but for some reason my Eagle Claw guys took damage. I don't know how they got into the fight. I must have inadvertently charged them forward, but they got beat up. so that's a bummer. I have to get them healed. We're going to try to take this thing. So we're not going to... Whatever, we're going to gamble. We're so much more powerful. Let's see what happens if I press gamble. I had 13. I now have 13. No, I got 19. Okay, alright. It worked. So, start deployment. And then start battle. I set the same thing up. I've got a bunch of archers. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
Enemy reinforcements are approaching. Attack with caution, Commander.
Attack with caution. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. I really don't. Alright, the bolt throwers are letting them have it. We're going to wait till these guys get into range here. Pretty much everybody. There we go. Then I think we're going to put these guys on defense.
It will be done. It shall be done.
Oh, actually, I didn't realize those guys... Is this my other army? Where is this? Oh, here they come. They do show up. Look at this. I do have reinforcement. Holy cow. Alright, so the other army showed up. Interesting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I didn't really want that to happen. Crud.
Spearmen, ancestors.
They need to be ahead of the archers. Didn't realize that had happened.
Archers! Quickly now!
Noble, direct me.
Just bringing these guys in so they do their thing. There's a lot going on here. So I don't know how do I do... There we go. Here's the magic. Do something. Do something. I don't know how this works. Ah! do some magic, you dumb thing. I don't know. I have no idea how this works. Oh, that's the wrong person. There we go. Oh, here it is. Hypothesis. Left click to activate, right click to cancel. I have no idea what that's doing. Okay.
Spearmen, it shall be done. Death to all! Archers! We advance! Without fail. Forward!
Who this guy is? Oh, he's a sea guard. Oops. Did not get him involved. I need to get him involved. Who are these guys? Oh, those are my bolt throwers. Hero guy, he's out of it. Get in there, dude. Yeah, this is pretty much a massacre. Pretty much a massacre. Alright, we're going to end that battle. I still don't know what that did with the magic.
Ulfwan Mage.
Regeneration 10 seconds, target self, restore 400, can cause fear. Okay, so that was, I guess, her only thing. Interesting. Alright, we're going to end the battle. I think you can continue to kill off their guys if you really want to just run everything down. You only have so many minutes to do so. Alright, we'll end that battle. So we should have captured that... We should have captured that tower, which means we should own that whole province finally. And that was actually one of the missions. So it was interesting when I attacked... That other army was close by, right next to it. It didn't really indicate I was going to have that available. There might have been somewhere indicating reinforcements, but they showed up, and that's a mechanic that Total War has had for a long time. So we only lost 50. We really massacred them. It was pretty bad. When you capture a settlement, you can do one of these things.
Hands off.
There may be times when you want to sack it,
What you can.
or raise it,
The Druki will rise again.
loot and occupy, which means you're going to get a little bit of this stuff, but you're going to piss everyone off. So I'm just going to occupy.
I serve the Phoenix King.
All right.
Your forces have secured the province, my lord. Any contesting claim to this territory has been eliminated. Now that your rule is unquestioned, you may consider issuing a commandment to rouse the populace so that they may better serve your ends.
A commandment may be issued by a faction in a province it controls completely. Commandments provide powerful bonuses and may be issued from the province info panel. Okay, well, I didn't know that. The province info panel. Where's the province info panel?
Never.
I'm gonna have to look at that. So I can do a commandment. I have no idea what that means. So I do own that whole province. That's a good
Glory
thing.
to the Khadai!
I don't know. There's that secondary army I was talking about right there. That's my main army. So I've unlocked a right. And I think that's here. There we go. So this one I did earlier. This one's going to cost 2020. Ooh, 2,000 gold just to do that. Well, I have the money. So I'll take a look at that. We've captured a province. We're getting close to taking down the Cult of Excess. So we'll be back with another episode when we finish off the evil Cult of Excess. There you go, guys. A down and dirty on how Total War Warhammer works from a basic noob start on it. I've kind of enjoyed it. It was very difficult to get going at first. Like, I mean, look at all this stuff, all the numbers, all the items, all the different things that are going on. It's a little daunting at first, but it just takes a little bit of effort to get going, and it's not that hard. So I've enjoyed it. It's pretty cool. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later. Have a good Saturday.